I'm just a keyboard warrior. Online, my insults usually revolve around moms, supplemented by dads, with 18 generations of ancestors thrown in for good measure. If you can outflame me, I'll admit you're badass and let your family tree survive. But because my flaming was too vicious, I was punished by being sent into an abusive romance novel as the mute male lead. The kind of tragic male lead who gets framed, slapped, eyes gouged, kidneys harvested, sterilized, blood drawn for others, cyberbullied, and finally diagnosed with terminal cancer only to die a miserable death. The system earnestly advised me, host, as long as you obediently follow the plot, endure the abuse according to the plot, and the novel concludes normally, you'll attain eternal life. No, wait, attain release. Hearing this, I nodded. Okay, no problem. What I didn't expect was that the plot was even more melodramatic than I imagined. My big mouth started itching, and I knew I couldn't keep up the act for long. The moment I opened my eyes, the scene before me made me facepalm in silence. My fiancée, Lu Ruyan, was holding the supporting male character's arm, glaring at me coldly. It's all your fault, Yi Fan. What kind of garbage proposal did you make? You embarrassed Yi Fei. Hearing this, Yi Fei, whose arm she held, wiped the corner of his eye with the back of his hand and started whimpering. Sister Ruyan, forget it. Don't talk about brother Yi Fan like that. I'm sure he didn't mean it. I stared blankly at all this, apparently in an office area of a large building, surrounded by a circle of employees whose eyes couldn't hide their contempt and mockery. Simultaneously, the system gave me a recap in my mind. My name is Yi Fan. That whimpering creature is my half-brother, Yi Fei. He stole my project proposal to present it, but didn't grasp the core meaning, expose himself when questioned by the CEO, and got chewed out. The female lead, Lu Ruyan, is my fiancée. Right now, she's protecting the green tea supporting male character by launching a close-range, all-out attack on her own fiancé. The green tea guy failed in his petty scheme and suffered a loss instead. Lu Ruyan, indignant, is figuratively stabbing her fiancé twice out of love for the other guy. In abusive romance novels, this is just an appetizer. I'm familiar with the tropes. But looking at the female lead still babbling on and the whimpering male supporting character, I immediately went for the jugular, aiming first at the beloved and blurted out, "Little bro, your culinary skills are superb. Your ability to add fuel to the fire is masterful, and your talent for shifting blame is top-notch. With skills like these, you could apply to be a head chef at a five-star hotel. Coming here to be a spare tire for a broken-down car is such a waste of your talent, don't you think?" The system was stunned. Everyone else was dumbfounded. Only Yi Fei, the target, subconsciously asked, "What did you just say?" I snorted derisively. "If your ears don't work, donate them. Or should I carve what I just said onto your tombstone as your epitaph? Look at you, so young and already so rotten. Your brain capacity is smaller than your boogers. If you want to steal credit, at least put some effort into it. You can't even read a proposal. Are you trying to perform some kind of performance art for me here? Have you learned how to play a PPT in full screen yet? Do you even know how to type using Pinyin? Pull any random pig over here. Even it could probably hammer out a few lines on a keyboard, but you can't, can you? Here's some advice. Go back and redo your 9 years of compulsory education. Hurry up." Yi Fei's eyes reddened, his nose tingled, and tears rolled down like beads. It looked like he was genuinely crying. Lu Ruyan, flushed red with anger, walked up to me and pointed at my nose. "Yi Fan, shut your mouth. No matter what, Yi Fei is still your brother. How could you say such vicious things to him?" I pushed away the hand she pointed at me. "Well now, I wasn't insulting you. Are you itching all over for it?" Turning my aim towards Lu Ruyan. Like a tadpole wearing a frog's embroidery. "Are you showing off your damn mom? I finally see it clearly. You're just a toad hiding in frog's skin, dressing modestly but playing the field, using my proposal to help him. You like presenting borrowed flowers as your own offering? Huh? How about I lend you a mom too? Still, seeing your double standards, people must curse your mother often, right?" The office area fell silent. Those watching eyes, previously filled with amusement and mockery, now stared as if at an alien, full of bewilderment and admiration. The novel's male lead was just a pathetic wimp embodying the saying, "Pitiful people have their own failings." Mute, and only knew how to lower his head and cry when wronged or suffering losses. Not like a real man like me. Confronting the female lead and the green tea male rival head-on. Transmigrating into this novel world is like getting a second life. What the hell am I afraid of? Whoever wants this shitty job can have it. Grabbing my things, I turned and left directly. Lu Ruyan snapped out of it and yelled at my retreating back. Yi Fan, get your ass back here. Apologize to Yi Fei, or forget about me ever marrying you. I stopped and turned around to look at Lu Ruyan, who wasn't far off. Seeing this, her lips curled into a smug, confident smirk. Start running from where you are, slide over here on your knees, apologize to Yi Fei, kowtow to admit you're wrong, and promise never to bully him again. Then, I'll pretend this never happened. Threatening me with breaking the engagement? You think I'm fucking scared? I walked forward a few steps until I was only a meter away from Lu Ruyan. No mirror at home? Don't you have any piss in your bladder? Go take a leak and look at yourself. Does a stinking mud loach think it's seafood just by dipping itself in some sodium chloride? I'm not your straw boat, so don't shoot your arrows at me, okay? Everyone around, including Lu Ruyan, thought I was about to repent sincerely. They were stunned speechless by my outburst. I sighed deeply, pretending to talk to myself. It's a pity this isn't a scrap heap. Otherwise, I'd definitely value you. But hey, Lu Ruyan, you could team up with that garbage picker next to you. His tea skills are great. He's got strong teeth and isn't a picky eater. I implore you two to stay together. Please don't ever break up, and don't go out inflicting yourselves on others. With that said, I gave a little stomp, feeling refreshed all over, and walked out of the company. Even the system started questioning its existence. You can play it like this? This isn't right, bro. The novel clearly stated the male lead is an insecure, cowardly, indecisive mute. You speaking so fluently now goes against the character's setting. I chuckled and shook my head. You just haven't grasped the novel's true inner meaning. You haven't understood the core concept. Go back and reread the novel properly. Turning a corner, I headed straight for the hospital for a full checkup. The results showed I was healthy, both kidneys intact, aside from some chronic gastritis. In the novel's ending, the male lead died, tragically, because his stomach cancer was discovered too late, already in the final stages. Only then did the female lead learn the truth about everything and weep inconsolably. The system went back to reread the novel, only then realizing I had tricked it. No, host, you have to follow my arrangements. Complete the tasks for each stage properly. Only then can you leave this world, and then you can live freely in your next life. Looking up at the sky at a 45-degree angle. Are you telling me what to do? Why the hell do I have to wait for the next life to live freely? Can't I just do it now? The system seemed to crash for a moment, finally mumbling in a low voice. Now that you put it that way, it seems to make sense, huh? Just then my phone rang. The caller ID showed it was the male lead's father. At the same time, the system quickly gave me an explanation. When he was younger, the male lead's father, Yi Xiaotian, abandoned his wife and son to please a rich woman. He used her money and influence to start a foreign trade business. Just when he'd enjoyed a few good years, he ran into trouble with King Know-It-All raising tariffs, plus internal financial fraud was exposed in his company. To gain the support of the Lu group, he planned to marry his second son, Yi Fei, into the Lu family. Coincidentally, Yi Fei himself had a crush on Lu Ruyan, making it a perfect win-win, killing two birds with one stone. Listening to the system's explanation at the hospital entrance, I got confused. Isn't that perfect? The bitch and the green tea guy team up. So how did Lu Ruyan end up as my fiancé? The system sighed helplessly. The key is that the Lu family patriarch is the real power behind the scenes. He disdains Yi Fei and flat-out refuses to let him be his grandson-in-law. Yi Xiaotian racked his brains and suddenly realized he still had a docile, mute son. After a landslide-like display of fatherly love manipulation, Yi Fan obediently returned to be the fall guy. Hearing this, looking at the second incoming call from Yi Xiaotian, he answered with a frown. Yi Fan, are you nuts? How dare you curse Lu Ruyan? Our family survival depends entirely on the Lu family. You offended Lu Ruyan. Do you want our Yi family to go bankrupt and become beggars? Yi Xiaotian always knew that I, the male protagonist, was a spineless weakling. Now he's not even pretending anymore. The moment he opens his mouth, he spews crap. as if I'd indulge him. Bingo. Then you go be a beggar. I have hands and feet. I won't starve. You're disabled all over. You can apply for disability benefits. You moron with an underdeveloped brain and no cerebellum. Yi Xiaotian was dumbfounded. When did his mute son learn to talk? And so sharply? Yep. What did you just say? What? If the company doesn't go bankrupt, are you going to give it to me? Back then, you wouldn't even give my mom a few bucks for child support. And now you expect me to sell my life for you? A brain is meant for daily use. Don't treat yours like an ornament. Yi Xiaotian exploded. I'm your damn father. How dare you talk to me like that? Don't try to pull the family card here. You and I aren't the same species. Until I learn the language of beasts, I can't even communicate with you. Let's leave it at that. If we keep talking, I'm afraid you'll have a brain hemorrhage. Rant delivered. He immediately hung up and blocked the number, the whole routine. Right now, I feel like even my mammary hyperplasia has cleared up. No, wait, my prostate hyperplasia has cleared up. The system was stunned. Holy crap, you're so good at roasting people. Not quite finished venting, I turned to the system to let off the rest of my steam. If you ask me, system, you're also full of crap. What? You control the heavens and the earth, and you want to control my shitting and farting too. Seriously, you're just a meddlesome busybody. Does a manure truck drive by, and you feel the need to stick a straw in to check the taste? And the author who wrote this novel, their IQ rivals that of two pigs. One pig isn't nearly enough to describe the author's stupidity. Even tofu has tofu brains, but this author has no brain. If the zombies from Plants vs. Zombies charged over, pried open the author's skull, and looked inside, even they'd start cursing. I can't even be bothered to talk about Lu Ruyan, the female lead. Other people stand firm at 30, but she wants to be a whore and have a monument to her virtue. Spends all day courting disaster. Only knows how to mourn after the male lead is gone. Only learns filial piety after her parents are dead. Only reaches for a tissue after swallowing her snot. Only hits the brakes after the car crashes into a wall. I berated the system until it became a whimpering mess. Sob sob, please stop. I was wrong. Returning to the cold, damp basement. Aren't I supposed to be the domineering CEO's fiancé? And they have me living in a place like this? Is there any justice? Does this world have any standards? Is there any humanity left? Is there even a key? After searching myself thoroughly, I still couldn't find the key. Is this a perversion of human nature or a collapse of morality? Helpless, I called out the system. The system timidly explained the plot. Let me see which stage we're at. Right. We're now at the point after you were thoroughly humiliated by Lu Ruyan during the day. The project proposal you pulled all-nighters on for half a month got stolen by Yi Fei, and then you came home to find your key missing. Then you go to find Lu Ruyan. She thinks you're faking pitifulness to lure her out, so she kicks you out of her house, leaving you to freeze outside her door all night, so you can properly. Stop, stop, stop. Say no more. Glancing at the wall plastered with small ads, I directly dialed one of the numbers. Is this the locksmith company? The address is... Hanging up, I was speechless. If this male lead had the IQ of a primary school student, he'd realize the wall full of locksmith ads was a hint. Calling a locksmith company is always more reliable than calling a woman. The little ads were practically plastered right in front of his eyes, yet he somehow couldn't see them. No wonder he ended up getting his eyes gouged out and kidneys cut. That scumbag Yi Xiaotian not only abandoned his wife and son, but hadn't cared about the male lead and his mother for over 20 years. Yet he could still trick the male lead back with just a few words. Like father, like son, I guess. The three men of the Yi family must have shit or piss for brains. Tomorrow, I should send them to a mental hospital for reform and take this male lead, Yi fan, along too. He loves doing things that harm himself to benefit others so much. Even a bodhisattva would tearfully make way for him. Hearing me curse even myself, the system finally seemed satisfied. After entering the house and looking around the small home, forget it. I won't send the male lead to a mental hospital. Although it was old and small, the room was clean and tidy. Things were stored and arranged nicely, making it look very cozy. Exhausted from the day, I kicked off my shoes and immediately collapsed into sleep. The system hurriedly buzzed in my ear. Don't sleep yet. Let me explain the plot some more. Let me tell you, you and the female lead, Lu Ruyan, actually knew each other since childhood. She used to like you, but now she's mistaken someone else, thinking Yifei is her childhood sweetheart. Hey, stop snoring. I'm serious. In the end, Lu Ruyan's chasing husband crematorium arc looks really intense. Yifan, don't you want to reconsider? Listening to the system's nagging voice, I drifted off to sleep at some point. Early the next morning, as soon as I took out my phone, I found a barrage of text messages. It seemed Yi Xiaotian was using other numbers to send them. There were also a few green tea messages from Yifei. Explain my ass. He was even fake sobbing apologies in WeChat. Lu Ruyan, however, was steady and composed, sending no messages. The company's admin and HR hadn't contacted me either. Only a couple of colleagues I was on good terms with quietly asked what happened yesterday. I couldn't be bothered to explain. I screenshotted Yifei's messages and forwarded them to my Moments feed with the caption, "Stop your damn whining, green tea freak." After washing up and getting ready to leave, I saw my Moments feed had exploded. There were several pages of comments below. The one with the most likes was Lu Ruyan's comment. "Get your ass back to work immediately." I thought Lu Ruyan was going to start a huge fight with me on Moments for Yifei's sake, but it turned out she just wanted me back at work. It made sense. The system had mentioned before that the male lead was more than a model worker. He slaved away for the company like a horse and ox. More than half of the company's performance was directly related to him. If a workhorse like him, worth 10 people, resigned, how much would the company lose? Plus, there was a pile of unfinished follow-up work left behind. The others would probably collapse. But since the company didn't fire me, I might as well go back to work. Wouldn't I starve with no money in my pocket? Besides, I remembered a project was about to end with a bonus of nearly 100,000. Even if we end up burning bridges later, I have to get this money first. Arriving at the company just on time, I clocked in and entered the office. It instantly fell silent. Having witnessed my heroic performance yesterday, many people were sneaking glances at me. Just as I sat down at my workstation, a figure walked up to me. I glanced at her ID badge, Planning Department Director, Li Mei, the head of my department. The system quickly explained, "This is Lu Ruyan's direct subordinate. Privately, she's Yifei's sycophant. With these two roles, she constantly finds trouble for you and makes things difficult." By the time I finished listening to the system's introduction, the desk was slammed loudly. "Yifan, how dare you arrive exactly on time?" "Huh?" I looked up and glanced at her. Did I fucking arrive late? Put your face down at the entrance as a doormat, and I guarantee I'll step on it early every day. Your skin is so thick, peeling off a layer would be like helping you lose weight. Puffed. The colleague behind couldn't hold it in and burst out laughing, which was especially conspicuous in the quiet office, quite comical. Li Mei shot the colleague a glare, and the person immediately shut up and lowered their head. Then she turned back to glare at me. "What I mean is, you should come to work earlier. Everyone else arrives half an hour early." I stood up abruptly, interrupting her. Stop. Don't you think you should reflect on yourself? Everyone needs to come in early and leave late. Is there a problem with your leadership? Are your abilities insufficient? Is the work schedule unreasonable? If you were only wasting my time, fine, but the key point is these 40 or 50 people. 2 hours per person per day. That's a total of 100 hours wasted here. Why? Because of your stupidity and incompetence. Aren't you ashamed? Li Mei stood frozen on the spot. Other colleagues quietly peeked out and secretly gave me a thumbs up. I lightly patted Li Mei's shoulder. Don't be discouraged. There's no greater virtue than correcting one's mistakes. To err is human. Who can be perfect? Besides, you're just a bit slower than others on the evolutionary path. Everyone can tolerate the rich diversity of species in a natural world. Li Mei snapped back to reality and slapped my hand away. Very well, Yifan, how dare you insult me? I frowned at Li Mei. How can this level be considered insulting? I haven't even warmed up yet. Now I'll show you what real insulting is. Just as I was about to unleash my full arsenal of insults, the clicking sound of high heels approached. Lu Ruyan walked straight towards me. Li Mei, like a child who'd been bullied, hurried over to Lu Ruyan, pointing at me hysterically. Theo Lu Yifan. He insulted me. He has no respect for leadership. Lu Ruyan gave her a cold glance. You are being unreasonable first. Secondly, he is my fiancé and the future head of this company. You need to show him respect. Li Mei and the crowd of colleagues, who were pretending to work diligently but were actually all ears, were utterly stunned, their jaws practically hitting the floor. The usually cold and aloof CEO Lu Ruyan. When had she ever been so nice to Fan? Wasn't this like pigs flying? I couldn't care less. I was secretly gloating inside. Lu Ruyan suddenly turned to me and said lightly, "Come with me. Something's fishy." Under everyone's gaze, I followed Lu Ruyan into her office. As soon as the door closed, Lu Ruyan looked at me earnestly, her eyes red-rimmed. "Yi Fei is hospitalized." I felt a surge of amusement inside and blurted out without thinking, "Is he dead?" Lu Ruyan stared at me, her expression complex. "Isn't it all because of you? Yesterday, you provoked him. He got agitated and fainted. The hospital checked. It's late-stage uremia. You have to take responsibility for this. Give him one of your kidneys. Not only will I continue to support the Yi family, but I will also marry you." My eyes widened as I stared at Lu Ruyan in astonishment, truly shocked by her bizarre train of thought. I clapped mockingly for her. "No wonder they call you an outstanding entrepreneur. So in the end, I'm the bad guy, donate a kidney, get nothing, and still have to worship you and thank you for your generosity. How was there no benefit? When you get to marry me?" "Marry you? Bullshit. Come on, bring out the contract. Voluntarily give me 100 million, and I'll donate a kidney. Surgery has risks, and there might be post-operative complications. 100 million is already a family discount." Lu Ruyan flew into a rage. "Is money all you see? All these years you claimed to love me. Was it just my money you loved?" I raised a hand to stop her from continuing. "Didn't you claim to love Yi Fei? Now he's seriously ill, and you, with all your immense wealth, are unwilling to spend 100 million on him? You're the one playing with Yi Fei's feelings." Lu Ruyan blinked, trying hard to get her thoughts straight. "No, you're changing the subject. What I mean is, after all these years of our relationship, do we still need to talk about money?" I slammed the table and shot up. "What damn feelings do I have with you? It's just a stupid marriage of convenience. If we're talking money, let's talk money. Why drag feelings into this?" Lu Ruyan froze for a few seconds, then murmured softly, "No, you're not Yi-Fan." The hair on my skin stood on end, and a shiver ran through me. "How I been found out?" Lu Ruyan narrowed her eyes at me. "I get it. The way you've been acting these past 2 days, it was all an act. Deep down, you still love me very much, don't you?" Finishing her sentence, Lu Ruyan nodded emphatically, thoroughly agreeing with her own point. That startled me. I used to think Lu Ruyan was a moron. Turns out she really isn't bright. A sudden sense of frustration washed over me. I could rail against heaven, earth, and thin air, but arguing with an imbecile. It just felt exhausting. This negotiation fizzled out. It wasn't until I walked out of the office that I realized something was off. "System, come out. Isn't Yi Fei's end-stage uremia supposed to show up mid-story? Why has it appeared right at the beginning?" "System, you have a nerve to ask? Isn't it all because you keep messing with the script? That's what made the supporting male lead speed things up. I'm warning you seriously. If you keep this up, you won't be able to finish the plot, and you won't complete the mission." My brows furrowed. "Looks like I need to reconsider and adjust my plan." The system beamed. "Now that's more like it." The system couldn't possibly think I'm planning to turn over a new leaf, could it? My idea was to adjust my strategy moving forward. After all, with the uremia diagnosis out, harvesting my kidney couldn't be far off. I needed to grab the money and run fast. Over the next period, I constantly sped up my workflow, working hard to finish all my tasks as soon as possible, grab the cash, and make a run for it. Lu Ruyan, her parents, and my good-for-nothing father tried to persuade me multiple times. When that failed, things surprisingly quieted down for a few days. At first, the damn system kept trying to earnestly persuade me to follow the plot properly. After seeing me argue with everyone in sight, offending anyone I possibly could, it just gave up and resigned itself to watching me clash with others. As soon as I completed all the projects and received my bonus, I immediately submitted my resignation. When I handed my resignation letter to Lu Ruyan, I noticed she looked quite haggard. She stared at me for a few seconds before finally signing it. "Finish the handover, and you can leave in a week at the earliest." Holding the resignation letter, I was about to leave when Lu Ruyan stopped me. "Yi-Fan, wait. You did an excellent job on the final project with the Changfeng Group. Tonight's the celebration dinner. As the bridge between our companies and a key person in the collaboration, you should make an appearance. Seeing her like that, I somehow couldn't bring myself to refuse and nodded. By the time I realized it, I had already agreed. Still, it probably wouldn't be a big deal. It wasn't until I pushed open the door and stepped into the villa's main hall, seeing it completely empty, that I wanted to slap myself. Lu Ruyan is so damn clueless about the law. A potential criminal. Didn't she just lure me here to harvest my kidney? It was too late to run. Behind me came the click-clack of high heels on the floor. I turned around, and just as I expected, there was Lu Ruyan making a dazzling entrance in a white dress. Following the script, I uttered the line, "Lu Ruyan, what exactly are you trying to do?" The corner of Lu Ruyan's mouth quirked up, an eyebrow arched, and she revealed a wickedly charming smile. "What am I trying to do? Don't you know?" With that, she slowly approached me. Seeing the bodyguards behind her close the main door, I figured even if I managed to take down Lu Ruyan, I wouldn't be able to escape. I could only focus my attention on Lu Ruyan. She was actually taking off her watch and hairpin. I heard her let out a cold snort. You like playing hard to get, don't you? Play too far, and the consequences can be severe, you know? Later, I can let you live the comfortable life of a young master, worry-free. But before that, you'll have to pay a small price. When she said the word price, Lu Ruyan deliberately drew out the sound, then began to reveal her big move to tempt me. Don't think I don't know she and Yi Fei have been secretly involved for a long time. Looking at Lu Ruyan showing herself off right now, I felt sick to my stomach. The system got excited too at this moment, yelling in my ear, "Hurry up, host. Curse her to death. Flame her until she can't take care of herself. Follow up with a combo move, a deadly scissor kick. Creatively curse her entire ancestry back 18 generations. Stab her right in the lungs." I trembled and backed away. Doesn't the system know why bank robbers rob banks instead of the mint? Lu Ruyan, this veteran rich second generation, is completely ignorant of the law. She might even think killing someone isn't illegal, that just paying compensation is okay. What am I supposed to do then? The system was stunned. "What are you doing? Aren't you supposed to be fearless?" I weakly said in my mind, "Tell me, is there a possibility that I'm just a keyboard warrior, a troll, not some kind of desperate outlaw who doesn't care about their life?" The system was silent for a few seconds, finally spitting out two words, "Yuri incredible." Incredible my ass. Don't other people's systems come with cheats, items, newbie gift packs, life-saving mechanisms, and stuff like that? System, what are you thinking? You were originally sent to this novel world just to be cannon fodder. What do you need cheat abilities or life-saving methods for? This damn system, utterly useless at critical moments. I suddenly felt something cold block my back. Turns out I had already hit the wall. Turning back, Lu Ruyan was already right in front of me, displaying herself fully. She spread her arms wide without any reservations. "Yi Fan, is this good enough now? Good enough my ass. If I had that 100 million, what kind of female model couldn't I find? Do I have to pick up a used car here?" The system sighed. "Host, stop struggling. Let's just read the lines. Go through the plot point where your kidney gets forcibly harvested, so I can report back to the higher-ups." Report my ass. My heart was about to jump into my throat. Lu Ruyan had a smile like her scheme had succeeded, slowly reaching her right hand towards me. Boom! Suddenly, the main door was violently forced open. Lu Ruyan froze. I seized the opportunity to make a low dive to the side, getting past Lu Ruyan, snot and tears streaming down my face as I yelled, "Someone! Help! RP!" Lu Ruyan stood there stunned. Just as she reacted, she was pinned to the ground by several police officers. Looking at the uniformed people before her, Lu Ruyan cursed. "This is a private residence. You don't have a search warrant. How can you trespass?" Just then, a valiant and heroic-looking beautiful female officer walked in. "We receive a report that you intended to harm someone. Come with us." Then she pulled down a curtain and wrapped Lu Ruyan in it. The system watched Lu Ruyan's cursing figure, even more dumbfounded. "How did the cops get called? When did you call the police?" System, you're still too naive. I was facing someone who wanted to harvest my kidney and kill me at any moment. You think I wouldn't have made any preparations? Don't think I only know how to trash talk. I've done my homework on the novel's plot too, okay. Just as I got up, I saw the beautiful officer from before walking over with a police dog. Sir, are you all right? I nodded. I'm fine, just a little shaken up. After speaking, I pretended to lose my balance and fall forward. The officer habitually caught me. Feeling the beautiful woman's care, the police dog barked angrily at me a few times, as if I were taking advantage of the officer. Looking at the police dog revealing its cute canine teeth, I looked at the officer somewhat hesitantly. Can I pet it? Hearing this, the officer looked at the police dog, then instructed it, no biting now. Then she smiled at me and said, of course you can. Delicate and smooth, yet resilient. Felt great to the touch. That's about enough. Squeezing any more will be going too far. Reluctantly, I took my hand off the officer's face and strode outside, leaving one dumbfounded person and one dog behind. During the deposition, Lu Ruyan was full of confidence. His name is Yi Fan. He's my fiancé. What we do in our own villa isn't illegal, is it? I quickly waved my hands. No, that's not right. She's my sister-in-law. She's been harassing me behind my younger brother's back. After speaking, I pulled up Yi Fei's WeChat moments in Weibo. Yi Fei's habit of posting affectionate updates almost daily turned out to be quite useful, providing me with plenty of evidence. The expressions of the three officers facing me immediately turned serious as they looked at Lu Ruyan. The female officer, who had seemed quite sharp earlier, looked a little surprised. After all, such outrageous maneuvers are rarely seen outside of fiction. I seized the chance to wipe the corners of my eyes. I've been working for my sister-in-law, but I usually avoid her. I even submitted my resignation today. She lied, saying a client invited us to dinner tonight, and tricked me into coming to her villa. She intended to assault me. If you had arrived just a moment later, my reputation, my innocence. Stop. Lu Ruyan slammed her hand on the table. Yi Fan, haven't you put on enough of an act? I've already agreed to marry you. Don't be so unappreciative. The young female officer, whose cheek I had pinched earlier, was furious. Lu Ruyan, watch your words. Just because you say you'll marry him doesn't mean he has to marry you. Right now, the best thing you can do is confess frankly to receive leniency and try to gain understanding. Shut up. Lu Ruyan angrily snapped back at the officer, uttering that classic line from novels and films. I'll remember you. Believe it or not, I'll make you disappear once I get out of here. This move left me dumbfounded. This was way beyond mere legal ignorance, truly worthy of a domineering CO, finally pulling out the ultimate move to openly defy the law. The female officer exchanged glances with the two male officers beside her, then finally signed the paper. Detention. Lu Ruyan looked utterly incredulous. Just as she was about to erupt, she was dragged away. After reading novels for so many years, perhaps I'm the first male protagonist to actually get a domineering female CEO locked up. If I push a little harder, maybe I can even get her sentenced to operate a sewing machine for a few years. Honestly, just thinking about it excites me. The pretty policewoman drove me home. My frightened act apparently moved her, as she couldn't bear to see me like that. In the end, I managed to get her personal phone number. The next day, I clocked in for work right on time, acting as if nothing had happened. Someone must have leaked the information, because news of Lu Ruyan's detention had already spread throughout the entire company. Yi Fei, who clearly didn't have uremia at all, finally couldn't hold back. He cornered me after work, pointing accusingly. Yi Fan, hurry up and withdraw the case. Get Ruyan out. Great. Another one who's clueless about the law. I gave Yi Fei a quick lesson right then and there. Sexual assault cases fall under public prosecution. Even if the complainant withdraws their statement, the case can't simply be dropped. I patted Yi Fei on the shoulder. You should spend some time studying basic civics and law. We all need to learn the law, understand the law, and abide by the law. Actually, they offer courses like that in jail. You could go take a refresher. You get to keep Lu Ruyan company, learn a trade, and apparently even earn a wage. Yi Fei gritted his teeth in anger. If Lu Ruyan doesn't get out, the funding gap for our Yi family can't be closed. I shrugged. Even if that's the case, there's nothing I can do. Just tell her to be more careful not to get caught next time. Yi Fei glared at me, his eyes full of menace. Yi Fan, you'll regret this. You better watch yourself. With that, he strode off. And this guy supposedly had terminal uremia? Yifei's threat didn't worry me much. In the novel, he's not exactly a formidable character, and his intelligence isn't all there. If the original protagonist hadn't been so weak, how could he have been bullied by such garbage? However, that same evening, I understood what he meant by making me regret it. A video suddenly went viral on a short video platform. In the video, Yifei, using his real name, tearfully claimed that his own older brother had tried to make advances on his fiancée. He claimed his fiancée had sternly rejected him, but his brother, Yifan, harboring sinister intentions, lured her to the villa planning to assault her. According to Yifei, Yifan failed in his attempt and, driven by a twisted "if I can't have her, I'll destroy her" mentality, falsely accused his fiancée, leading to her arrest. Finally, Yifei, tagging at Yifan, said he was willing to give up all his assets, just begging me to let them go, this pair of ill-fated lovers. They promised never to appear before me again. Following, there were numerous photos and chat screenshots, all supposedly proving his unwavering love for Lu Ruyan. There were also testimonies from company colleagues about my obsessive pursuit of Lu Ruyan over the years, along with descriptions of how I recently flew into a rage out of humiliation and underwent a drastic change. It wasn't just on short video platforms. It went live on Weibo simultaneously. As soon as it was published, it received shares and support from several major online influencers, big versus, and the entire internet started flaming me. Some netizens also exposed my personal information, and then numerous supposed insiders emerged, claiming I had sabotaged the marriage alliance between the Yi and Lu families. Reading this, I trembled all over, could barely hold my phone steady, and tears streamed down my face uncontrollably. The system was stunned, seeing me like this for the first time, and hastily tried to console me. Don't cry. This is cyberbullying. We can't give in. The priority right now is to figure out how to resolve this. Wiping the tears from the corners of my eyes, I said, sorry for the misunderstanding. I'm just too excited, too thrilled. This familiar scene is finally happening again. System, don't you know who I am? Keyboard warrior, internet troll. The web is my shield. I opened a drawer, took out a long and used Bluetooth keyboard, and connected it to my phone. Feeling the cool touch of the mechanical keyboard, I murmured, old friend, let's fight side by side one last time. Netizen A. So disgusting. He even hit on his sister-in-law, but she wasn't interested in a simp like him at all. LMAO. Reply. Did you shit your brains out? Or why else would you type without engaging your brain first? Only lowlifes like you would appreciate this kind of scum. Hurry up and take him, chop him up, and share the pieces. Netizen B. Homewreckers deserve a horrible death. Reply. You little idiot. If I die, you'll end up in an orphanage. These people typed and flamed way too slowly. I quickly countered the top 100 or so comments. Night came and went. By the time dawn broke, when the eastern sky showed the fishbelly white, the number of hostile comments began to decrease. Seeing my reply under almost every single comment, I was filled with complex emotions. The system said resignedly, "You're unbelievable. Pulling an all-nighter just to have a flame war with people." I roll my eyes at it. What do you know? I call this rationally venting negative emotions. The original owner of this body got cancer precisely because they bottled everything up all day. Then I started organizing the evidence, those sordid messages, photos, and videos Yifei had sent me. There were also quite a few sent by Lu Ruyan, including short videos of the two of them together and the contract demanding I donate a kidney. Sai, the author of this novel, and these characters, every single one of them, their intelligence is worryingly low. There's no sense of accomplishment in defeating them. I compiled the materials into a 50-page slideshow and posted it online, simultaneously tagging Yifei, Lu Ruyan, and those big verses who had attacked me. This way, it would gain more traction and spread faster. After finishing a large takeout meal and getting some sleep, I woke up. My phone, which had been on silent, showed 99+ missed calls and an endless stream of messages. Opening the online platforms and Weibo, I discovered that in just half a day, public opinion had completely reversed. Netizen A. Outrageous. So he wasn't some other man, older brother pursuing her. It was a younger brother stealing his sister-in-law. Heavens, quickly send down the Imperial Thunder True Art and eliminate these two shameless creatures. Netizen B. Is this a fucking novel? Forcing someone to donate a kidney? Can a legal expert, Zhang San, chime in and explain how many years this overbearing CEO type would get sentenced for? Netizen C. Lu Ruyan. Donate a kidney and I'll marry you. Just typing that makes me want to vomit. Has anyone thought about Yi Fan? He's so pitiful. The original poster could have just slapped the evidence in our faces, but he had to flame me first. Now I can't even argue back. This is so frustrating. Seeing this, the system sighed. Good grief. This plotline took almost 100 chapters in the original novel, and you resolved it in less than 12 hours. Lu Ruyan had just completed her bail procedures. But as this incident blew up, various scandals from her time managing the company were instantly exposed online. Misappropriating company funds for Yi Fei's use, delaying wage payments, using high-pressure tactics on employees, etc. In addition to intimidation and coercion of others. She had barely stepped out of the detention center before she was taken back in. The Lu Group's stock price hit the daily limit down for consecutive days and was on the verge of triggering mandatory delisting. Elder Lu, who quite liked me, decisively replaced personnel and used swift measures to handle the various scandals. He personally sought me out and, without much preamble, offered 5 small goals, asking only that I sign a settlement agreement and providing me with $100,000 per month for living expenses. Wouldn't you know, being the kind-hearted person I am, I immediately signed the settlement agreement. In the end, Lu Ruyan was only sentenced to 4 years. System. Now what? The plot has completely collapsed. From now on, you'll just be like everyone else, constantly reincarnating, and you won't get any special benefits in your next life either. Do you regret it? Looking at the bank balance in my mobile banking app, the one with so many digits I kept miscounting. No benefits next life? What the hell does that have to do with me? As long as I'm enjoying this life, that's all that matters.